Welcome back to Up Front. In the 2016 election, voter turnout in the city of Milwaukee was down about 41,000 voters from the presidential election in 2012. Whatever the reason for the drop-off, observers generally agree it was a factor in Donald Trump narrowly winning Wisconsin. Democratic organizers are out this year trying to reach those voters. They're doing it by going door to door, the standard canvassing operations. But a group called Black Leaders Organizing for Communities, or BLOC, has created an innovative canvas program designed to create an ongoing dialogue with communities of color about the issues that affect their daily lives. We're talking about it today with BLOC Executive Director Angela Lang. And welcome back to Up Front. We were talking about that back in 2011. I think we talked about something here on this program. So welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you. I want to talk about the origins of this. And surely it's about turnout. But my feeling is it's probably about more than turnout.
Yeah. I think far too often we see candidates and parties and campaigns want to parachute in, as we like to say, in October or a couple weeks before an election, and usually be incredibly transactional with their relationship with communities of color, and specifically the Black community. So we really thought, what does it look like to have people really earn our vote? One of our mottos is, you want our vote, come get our vote. And so what does it mean to, spend time in our community? And, we ask folks to commit about 2 hours. By no means are you going to get a full understanding of our community.
And by folks, you mean candidates or politicians?
And even sitting elected officials.
Okay.
We ask folks to just spend some time listening to the stories of the community the same way that we do, but also to experience what we experience, seeing eviction notices, seeing makeshift memorials where someone was, shot and killed the night before, having that full experience and putting names to faces, and really having people understand what it means to be Black as people are going and wanting to earn our votes and create policies that affect us.
When you say candidates and elected officials are listening, they're really listening. They're basically told, you should not talk, you should listen.
Yes, so there's a whole
silent canvas.
That's the silent canvas. There's a whole agreement if you are actively running for election or re-election. We make you sign just a standard agreement. No literature, no name tags, no t-shirts, no staffers, no cameras. We take the pictures ourselves so we can control the narrative. And they're also not introduced as a candidate or as a sitting elected official to hopefully provide for a more authentic conversation. And so it's like, hey, this is my friend Joe. He's shadowing me today, and then the organizer goes straight into their scripts.
Okay, so what is the reaction of the candidates or the elected officials, and what is the reaction of the people who are at the door that you go to?
So I think it depends on the person. We've seen a lot of different reactions. We've seen folks that have come back and really say, I understand how privileged I am. I live in Eau Claire or I live in Wausau. I understand how privileged I am. 9 times out of 10, even before asked, people said that they want to come back and do it again. And the response on doors has been great. People may kind of recognize people. People kind of look and say, do I know you from somewhere? But people are eager. People are really eager to be heard and to be listened to in a real way.
And what are they telling these elected officials, these candidates?
We've heard everything from potholes and speed bumps to, I want my community to be safe. I don't want more police continuing to patrol our neighborhood and racially profile us. We've heard a mixture of just really micro level issues and a mixture of macro level issues, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's things that people are seeing and experiencing in a very personal, intimate way.
So part of this process, from your perspective, you hope ends with people going to the polls. Is there any way of knowing whether these folks will go to the polls after having had these kinds of conversations?
Yeah, so likely, we have 2 different programs running. So we have our Silent Canvas program, where it's really just one question. What does it look like for the Black community to thrive? And then we also have our Black Canvasser Ambassador program, where we have paid canvassers that are ambassadors of the organization go out and knock on doors. So likely they'll get that electoral conversation as well.
Did you see any signs that this effort was paying off as early as the primary in August?
So in the primary, we've seen voter turnout increase, specifically in the Black community. There's been some wards that we've seen, and we're still pulling the numbers. There's some wards that we've seen that had an increase of 14%. Wards that we've talked to that representatives have done a silent canvas in, and they've seen that voter increase. So if this is one way, people ask all the time, is there a way I can take this in other states? And we say if this model fundamentally shifts how candidates and elected officials engage with the Black community during electoral cycles, by all means, take it.
This is Angela Lang. She is the executive director of BLOC. It's good to have you back on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up next on Up Front, one of the top issues from the final debate between the candidates for U.S. Senate.